This is the most streamed artist on the planet, a fashion icon, a movie star, and a cultural phenomenon who has completely rewritten the rules of global stardom. For 3 straight years, from 2020 to 2022, he was Spotify's most streamed artist worldwide, racking up billions of plays while singing almost entirely in his native Spanish. But to understand how he got here, you have to go back to a supermarket in Puerto Rico, where a bag boy with a dream was about to change music forever. This is the story of how Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio became the one and only Bad Bunny. Long before selling out stadiums, Benito Martinez was a kid from Vega Baja, Puerto Rico, the son of a truck driver and a schoolteacher. Growing up, he sang in the church choir and soaked up the sounds of the island. From reggaeton legends like Daddy Yankee to a whole mix of other genres, he was known as a quiet kid who mostly kept to himself. But inside, a creative fire was burning. While studying audiovisual communications at the University of Puerto Rico, he took a job at a local Econo supermarket as a bagger. But the daily grind of stocking shelves and scanning groceries couldn't hold back his ambition. On his breaks, he'd jot down lyrics, humming melodies so he wouldn't forget them. That job became his fuel. As he later said, "You never really want to be doing that. All you want is to reach your dreams and earn money doing what you like." At night, his bedroom turned into a makeshift studio. Using basic software and a simple mic, he started creating his own music, cooking up a unique style that blended Latin trap with his raw, emotional point of view. He started uploading his tracks to SoundCloud under a quirky name, Bad Bunny. The name was inspired by a childhood photo where he was stuck in a bunny costume for a school event, looking totally grumpy. It was the perfect symbol for the artist he was becoming, rebellious, authentic, and a little bit angry. His music hit a nerve. In 2016, a track he posted called Dials started blowing up online, catching the ear of one of the biggest names in the reggaeton scene. The supermarket bagger was about to get his first big break. Dials was a total game changer. It got the attention of DJ Luian, a powerhouse producer and the head of the label Hear This Music. Luian saw the raw talent in the kid from Vega Baja and signed him immediately. Just a few months later, they dropped an official remix of Dials, featuring established stars like Ozuna, Farruko, and Arcangel. The song was a monster hit and served as Bad Bunny's official introduction to the world. With a real label behind him, Benito's career went into overdrive. He dropped a string of hits that helped define the new wave of Latin trap. Songs like Soy Pure cemented his status as a powerful new voice, climbing the Latin charts and showing off his signature moody, bass-heavy sound. He also became the king of collaborations, teaming up with artists like Karol G on Ahora Me Llama and Becky G on Mayores, helping launch their careers while expanding his own. But 2018 was the year he leaped from a Latin music star to a global one. He joined forces with Cardi B and J Balvin for the bilingual smash I Like It. The track rocketed to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, earned a Grammy nomination for Record of the Year, and put Bad Bunny on the radar of millions of new listeners. With his career exploding, Bad Bunny wanted to prove he could deliver a full project all on his own. After some creative clashes with his label, who he felt was slowing down his album release, he took matters into his own hands. On Christmas Eve of 2018, he surprise dropped his debut album, X100 Pre. The album was a massive success, both critically and commercially, mixing trap with pop-punk and synth-pop. It won a Latin Grammy and set the stage for his complete takeover. The new decade kicked off what you could call Bad Bunny's imperial phase. In February 2020, he released his second album, YHL QMDLG, short for Yo Hago Lo Que Me Da La Gana, or I Do Whatever I Want. And he meant it. The album was a monster, debuting at #2 on the Billboard 200, which at the time was the highest chart position ever for an all-Spanish album. It even won a Grammy. The music video for Yo Perreo Sola became a cultural touchstone, with Bad Bunny performing in full drag to send a powerful message about consent and respecting women. And he wasn't done. Not even close. While the world was in lockdown, he dropped Las Que No Iban a Salir, a compilation of unreleased tracks. Then, in November 2020, he did the unthinkable. He released his third album of the year, El Último Tour del Mundo. And it made history as the first ever all-Spanish language album to debut at #1 on the US Billboard 200 chart. That year, Spotify confirmed he was the most streamed artist in the world, a title he'd hold for 3 years running. In 2022, he gave us his masterpiece, Un Verano Sin Ti. The album was a cultural juggernaut, a sprawling sun-soaked love letter to Puerto Rico and the Caribbean. It spent an incredible 13 weeks at #1 on the Billboard 200 and became the first Spanish-language album ever nominated for Album of the Year at the Grammys. He followed that up in 2023 with Nadie sabe lo que va a pasar mañana, a return to his trap roots that also, you guessed it, debuted at #1. Bad Bunny wasn't just topping charts. He was rewriting history with every release. With his music career at the top of the mountain, Bad Bunny started looking for new worlds to conquer. As a lifelong wrestling fan, he kicked off a partnership with WWE in 2021. It started with a performance of his song Booker T at the Royal Rumble, but it quickly became much more. He actually won the WWE 24/7 Championship before stepping into the ring for a tag team match at WrestleMania 37. Fans and critics were floored by his athletic skill and pure love for the sport. His wrestling journey peaked in a show-stealing performance at Backlash in 2023, held in his home of Puerto Rico. He took on his former partner, Damian Priest, in a brutal San Juan street fight that earned universal praise and cemented his legacy as arguably the greatest celebrity wrestler of all time. At the same time, he was becoming a global fashion icon. His bold, gender-fluid style smashed conventions of masculinity, especially in the often traditional world of Latin music. From painted nails and skirts to high-fashion looks, he used clothes as another way to express himself, inspiring a generation of fans to be their authentic selves. Of course, Hollywood came calling. After a cameo in F9's, he made his major film debut in the 2022 action comedy Bullet Train, holding his own opposite Brad Pitt as the vengeful assassin, the Wolf. He followed that up with a more nuanced role in the film Cassandra, proving he had real acting chops. From SoundCloud to the Billboard charts, from the wrestling ring to the silver screen, Bad Bunny has built an empire by simply refusing to compromise. He's become a global symbol of cultural pride and artistic freedom. With so many massive hits, what's your all-time favorite Bad Bunny track? Let us know in the comments below. The story of Bad Bunny is the story of a revolution. A quiet kid from a small town in Puerto Rico who went from bagging groceries to becoming the world's biggest star. And he did it all on his own terms, without changing his language or who he is. His list of accomplishments is staggering. 3 Grammys, a dozen Latin Grammys, and streaming numbers that shattered records. He broke down the barriers that once held back Spanish-language artists, proving to the world that great art needs no translation. And his journey is far from over. In 2026, he is scheduled to become the first Latino solo artist to headline the Super Bowl halftime show. Another historic milestone in a career that's been full of them. From a bag boy to a global icon, Benito didn't just find success, he redefined it. He showed the world what happens when raw talent meets relentless hard work, and what it truly means to do whatever you want.